Hi, this is SOSF. Imagine a future world where your brain is no longer merely confined within your skull. Your thoughts, feelings, and even those subconscious fluctuations could seamlessly connect with the digital world. This might sound like science fiction, but top players in Silicon Valley are making it a reality. Among them, there's a name you might not be as familiar with, but its actions hint at a disruptive change: Starfish Neuroscience. In the realm of brain-computer interfaces, BCI, if you only know about Elon Musk's Neuralink, then you've missed another tech titan's quietly brewing big move. One of the co-founders of Starfish Neuroscience is none other than Gabe Newell, the CEO of Valve, the parent company of the Steam platform that you might use every day. And his partner, Dr. Sabes, even co-founded Neuralink. This is like two top chefs: one is already famous, while the other, after gaining experience, is preparing to stun the world with a brand new, potentially more refined dish. Question 1. What are the founding background, core mission, and leadership structure of Starfish Neuroscience? The story of Starfish Neuroscience began in 2019, co-founded by Gabe Newell and Dr. Sabes. For Gabe Newell, his interest in BCIs isn't a sudden whim. It's a deep contemplation that has spanned over a decade. His early explorations can even be traced back to Valve's internal research on gamers' biometric responses. This isn't some impromptu inspiration but a long-term vision for the future of human-computer interaction. The company's core mission, while grand, is exceptionally straightforward: to develop broad foundational technologies to enable new ways of interacting with the brain, with the ultimate goal of improving people's lives and bringing meaningful, positive impact. Although Gabe Newell has a deep background in the gaming industry, Starfish Neuroscience's initial clear focus is on medical applications. So, what's the deeper meaning behind the company name Starfish? This might not be a coincidence. It could imply that their research methods are rooted in a profound understanding of neural evolution and function, much like the unique neurobiological structure of a starfish. This perhaps suggests that, compared to purely engineering-driven approaches, Starfish Neuroscience might adopt a more profound, biologically inspired philosophy to explore the mysteries of the brain. Question 2. What unique technical paradigms does Starfish Neuroscience's BCI chip adopt, and how does it significantly differ from Elon Musk's Neuralink technology path? If you imagine a BCI as a key to the brain, then what Starfish Neuroscience is building is a distinctive Swiss Army knife. Their core strategy is to develop minimally invasive, distributed, and ultra-low power neural interfaces. Simply put, they aim to create chips that are smaller, don't require batteries, and can simultaneously access multiple brain regions. Their ambition is to solve complex neurological disorders at the circuit level. This is like, if a certain area of the brain is a city's brain, Starfish Neuroscience isn't just focusing on one block. Instead, they want to simultaneously adjust traffic lights at multiple key transportation hubs across the entire city to restore smooth traffic flow. Let's look at the specific parameters of their Swiss Army knife. Expected release time. They anticipate launching this core component, dubbed an electrophysiology chip, by the end of 2025. Note that this is only a core component, not a complete, implantable system. Size. The chip measures only 2 by 4 millimeters. How small is that? Smaller than your pinky fingernail. Its total footprint is less than 8 square millimeters. Power consumption. The power consumption is extremely low, merely 1.1 milliwatts. This means it doesn't require an internal battery but is powered wirelessly/inductively. Imagine, your phone always needs charging, but this chip could theoretically be online in your brain forever, without worrying about power depletion or needing surgery for battery replacement. Tentacle count. Each chip has 32 electrode sites, capable of simultaneously recording 16 channels of neural signals. Smartness. The chip integrates onboard signal processing functions, such as spike detection. This means it doesn't need to wirelessly transmit all raw data, but only processed, more critical information, greatly reducing data burden and power consumption. This is like your smartwatch only telling you your heart rate and step count, instead of transmitting all your raw body data from the entire day to your phone. So, what's the difference between Starfish Neuroscience and Elon Musk's Neuralink? These are two entirely different philosophies. Starfish Neuroscience and Elon Musk's Neuralink have very different technical approaches to brain-computer interfaces. Starfish Neuroscience follows a distributed approach, akin to scattering many tiny microchips throughout the brain to work collaboratively. This design emphasizes minimally invasive procedures, as the chip itself is very small, 2 by 4 am, consumes extremely low power, 1.1 milliwatts, and is powered wirelessly/inductively without a battery, theoretically allowing for indefinite use and significantly reducing patient burden. Each of their small chips has 32 electrodes, but they focus more on using multiple points of distribution to achieve broad coverage and access to the brain circuitry. In contrast, Neuralink is more like a centralized large device. It is a single, relatively larger implant, approximately 23 mm wide, 8 mm thick, that uses fine threads to connect up to 1,024 electrodes in a concentrated manner. Although its implantation surgery is robot-assisted, it is still considered a major surgical procedure. Its power consumption is relatively higher, around 6 milliwatts, requiring a built-in battery that needs periodic wireless charging. Neuralink focuses more on high-density, deep information acquisition in a specific brain region. In short, Starfish Neuroscience pursues breadth and minimal invasiveness, while Neuralink leans towards depth and centralization. Dr. Sabes' experience at Neuralink strongly suggests that Starfish Neuroscience's technical path is, at least in part, a deliberate departure from or evolution of Neuralink's early strategies. This makes Starfish Neuroscience potentially represent a second generation of thinking, born from within the first wave of high-profile BCI companies. Question 3. What are Starfish Neuroscience's main application goals and long-term strategic vision? Although Gabe Newell carries a strong gaming background, Starfish Neuroscience's first card is played in the medical field. Their primary goal is to address neurological disorders caused by communication disruptions between brain regions, such as the debilitating Parkinson's disease. Their treatment strategy is like this. If Parkinson's disease is traffic congestion in the brain that prevents smooth communication between various regions, then Starfish Neuroscience's goal is to be able to read and write to multiple connected brain regions simultaneously, fundamentally resolving this circuit-level dysfunction. However, this doesn't mean gaming is entirely out of the picture. While the current focus is on medical applications, Gabe Newell has a long-term interest in more closely integrating the human brain with computers for use in gaming and other human-computer interaction (HCI) fields. Valve has previously discussed the potential of BCI in gaming at events like the Game Developers Conference (GDC). Therefore, Starfish Neuroscience's foundational technologies are expected to expand into non-medical applications in the future, though this is clearly a more distant goal. It's worth noting that Starfish Neuroscience isn't just a BCI company. They are also quietly developing other cutting-edge medical technologies, much like a diversified investment portfolio. This includes precise hyperthermia devices for targeted heating to kill tumors, for cancer treatment, and research into robot-guided transcranial magnetic stimulation (TMS) systems for treating conditions like depression and bipolar disorder. This diversified development indicates a broader ambition to become a comprehensive neurotechnology solutions company, not just a BCI implant supplier. This strategy can reduce the risk of relying on a single product line and create synergistic effects between different technologies. Question 4. What is Starfish Neuroscience's current development maturity, and what key challenges does it face in full system development and commercialization? The good news is that Starfish Neuroscience plans to launch their first electrophysiology chip by the end of 2025. But we need to temper expectations for this timeline. This is not a complete BCI system that can be immediately implanted into humans. The company itself admits that they currently do not have a complete system to power this chip, nor the components to safely implant it into humans. This is like buying a super powerful engine for a future smart car, but you don't have the car chassis, tires, or even the steering wheel yet. Currently, Starfish Neuroscience has not announced any human trial plans for its BCI product. In contrast, Neuralink's N1 implant has already entered human trials. To truly transform this super powerful engine into a road-ready smart car, Starfish Neuroscience is actively seeking partners globally. They need experts in various fields, including wireless power supply, communication systems, and customized neural interface/implant design. Developing a complete, safe, and effective distributed BCI system is absolutely not a task that can be accomplished alone. Of course, this cutting-edge path is full of challenges. Starfish Neuroscience faces a whole host of challenges, like leveling up in a video game. First, they need to solve major technical problems, such as how to reliably wirelessly power many small chips in the brain, and ensure these small chips can settle down long-term in the brain without rejection, and also cleverly manage and process scattered data, and develop precise surgical methods to implant them. Second, there are ethical issues, such as who can access your brain data? Are your thoughts still entirely yours? These are very sensitive topics. Furthermore, any medical device implanted in the human body must undergo strict approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, a process that is both long and complex. Finally, they need many companies to collaborate. This team-up model, while powerful, can also lead to various troubles like project coordination and intellectual property sharing. In summary, Starfish Neuroscience is embarking on a high-risk, high-reward journey. The chip's anticipated release by 2025 is their crucial first step. The road to widely applied therapeutic or consumer-grade BCIs is still long, but its innovative technological path definitely deserves close and continued attention from the neurotechnology field. See you next time.